Hello, hello. How we doing? I hope everyone's having a good day. And I hope we're all ready. This is Path of Exile 2's newest announcement video. I haven't seen this yet. It came out today. I'm a little bit later than I'm sure some people are because I'm not reacting to it immediately as it was happening, streaming it, all that sort of stuff. But we're hoping to get this out tonight. So you should be able to see it. What is it? It's the 7th, so the 8th. Fingers crossed. So yeah, here's my first time reaction to everything new that's going to be coming out. I haven't seen anything yet. I've seen the little 30-second trailers they had for the last like 3 or 4 days, but nothing like actually what's going on. I have played Path of Exile 2, I think every season so far. I usually stream it. And I usually play at least 2 characters because I play one on stream and I play one off stream with a friend of mine. I've had some good builds, I've had some bad builds, I've gotten to barely into maps, and then I've gotten to like pushing T14s and 15s. I'm not like a huge blaster, I'm not smart enough to do anything really incredible. But I love the game. I think it's great. And even when they have a weaker season, it's usually still just a good time to play through the campaign and then have some fun in maps a little bit and check out the new classes and stuff. I am hoping that they're going to be there's going to be an updated class or a new class or something that might pique my interest when it comes to classes. This is supposed to be the new endgame patch, so maybe there won't be anything like that. It'll just be a bunch of endgame content. I don't know. Again, we're about to watch it and find out. If there's no new class, it might be time for me to play a caster. It's the only thing I haven't played yet. I think I played a warrior, and I was really bad at that. I played a mercenary, that I quite enjoyed. I played Huntress. I haven't played the Spear and Shield. I mean, I played it once when it first released, whatever the Amazonian, whatever they're called. And I did terribly. I played a monk. I played a druid when it came out in the last patch as well. I haven't played a minion build with the witch, and I haven't played any Sork. So maybe we'll just play a caster. I'm not really much of a caster player, but maybe we'll give caster a shot. Anyway, that's enough of me explaining my involvement with Path of Exile 2. Let's just see what they've got cooking, huh? Fingers crossed I should just be able to...
I'm Jonathan Rogers, Game Director on Path of Exile 2. And
Hello.
Welcome to GGG Live.
Okay.
We have a huge amount of stuff to share today, so it's going to be a good one. Twitch drops are enabled on today's live stream, so you'll be able to claim the Red Queen's
I'm not
hideout
watching
decoration
it
by following the instructions below.
Okay,
so with that out of the way, time to roll the trailer for Path of Exile 2, Return of the Ancients.
Yeah. Show me this trailer. I haven't seen anything of this yet. I'm excited.
In darkness.
Uh-huh.
Once lay dormant.
Okay.
Now return.
Okay.
We who came before rise again.
I'm going to try and not talk too much over it.
Behold, the first edict.
New endgame quest, The Origins of Divinity. New endgame areas. Okay. Holy. Oh, is this a new ritual boss as well? Yeah, of course there is. Waking the Dreamer. Oh, the Genesis tree is in it now. A breach rework, which is just going to be the new breach from PoE 1 that they just released. The Hare and the Raven. Oh, Delirium. Okay.
You are completely alone.
Okay. Of course, there's a new pinnacle as well. New League, Runes of Alder. There's new skills. Okay. And a pinnacle boss. Oh no, Expedition? What? And a new Expedition pinnacle boss. Okay.
Hunt like it's your last.
Continue the search. See what you can find.
Atlas classes? What? Oh, the Val Temple's staying. Atlas Abyss? Holy Jesus. Oh, God. Yep.
Now see how your story ends.
These guys are all gonna murder me, I can feel it. Atlas, new passive. Holy Jesus. Spirit Walker Ascendancy. Maybe that'll be what we try. Feel reason to give Thingy a chance. Or Monk gets a new Ascendancy. Oh, that does look cool. Oh. I mean, all the new uniques always look cool, but we'll have to see how good they actually are. Holy shit. Maybe we'll play the girl again, whatever. I can't remember what their base class is called. I know they come in Amazon and one of the other ones. The 29th of May. Okay. I'm not going to be on that day. No!
There's so much going on in Return of the Ancients, it's hard for even us to keep track of it all. Now, we promised that this one was going to revamp the in-game.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to talk about it. But first, we've got to talk about the League. So to do that, I'm going to hand things over to Mark.
Oh, there's so much. I can see why this is an hour long. Over an hour.
Now, for those of you who are new to Path of Exile, each time we release an update, we also release a new league.
Yeah.
Not only do we have a new economy, but we also introduce new content through the campaign, which gives you a fresh play experience right from the start of the game, as well as new mechanics, storylines, and in-game bosses.
Mm-hmm.
In the Runes of Elder League, you will encounter a man being attacked by the undead in Clearfell.
Yeah.
After saving him, he introduces himself as Pharaoh, a young blacksmith trying to bring back the ancient art of Ezomite runesmithing.
Okay.
He has been collating his discoveries in a tome and is keen to show you how runesmithing works. By inscribing symbols on these ancient Ezomite remnants, you can create all manner of old magics. Unfortunately, on doing so, the corpses of the nearby undead are revived and infused with some of the latent power, making for a difficult fight.
Holy shit, there's some mobs there.
After defeating these monsters, Pharaoh realizes that runesmithing is a dangerous business, and he is going to need the help of someone a little more martially inclined to discover these secrets. He lends you his tome and asks that you note down anything you discover when you return to him. In each area in the Runes of Elder League, you will find a remnant, and as you approach it, you will notice that some symbols are already present, and some are waiting for you to fill them in. Depending on which symbols are already present, you will have different options for which items you can create using this magic.
Okay.
For example, if you combine Tempest and Lightning, you can create an Orb of Augmentation.
Sure.
But be careful. The symbols used to craft the items also empower the monsters around the remnant, who will be revived as undead to fight again with different properties depending on what runes you used. So, if you use a fire rune in your recipe, the monsters will be empowered with fire.
Okay, makes sense.
If you use a moon rune, lunar beams will rain down as you fight the monsters.
That's probably annoying, but sure. I guess it depends on how much damage they do, but sure.
After the fight, break the remnant to receive the item you crafted. As you get higher level, you will start to find remnants with more slots for more runes, allowing you to craft rarer items.
Okay.
As the number of slots increases though, more waves of monsters will be added, with each wave being empowered by more and more of the runes. And this can get pretty dicey, because some of the runes can have powerful effects.
Okay.
Like the Oath rune, which will cause one monster to be nominated as a leader, spawning waves of minions. The leader itself will be invincible, but killing its minions will deal damage to it.
Ah, interesting.
Some recipes can get pretty large, requiring 6, 7,
How high can you go?
or even 8 runes.
I guess that's probably the highest, right?
But don't worry, you won't have to remember them. Pharaoh's runecrafting book will record all the options, allowing you to simply pick which one you want to craft, given the existing runes that are already on the remnant.
Okay.
To expand your knowledge and to allow you to craft more items, Pharaoh has asked that you keep an eye out for signs of runic magic around Rayclost. He wants to document anything you find in order to rediscover the secrets of Ezemite runesmiths of old. The first of these can be found in Ogham, and reveals to you an ancient secret, buried deep underground.
Okay, this is
Runic
in...
magic which the Ezemites believe to be their own is actually of Kalguran origin.
This is in where the
Thousands of years ago, the
the
Kalgurans came to Rayclost to find sources of Verisium, a metal on which engraved runes allow control over reality.
Okay, and that's
Pharaoh
what you
is
collect.
determined to learn these ancient ways and gain mastery over them. If you can bring him more Verisium, he will be able to use it to smith power into any armor, granting you Runic Ward, the power harnessed by the Kalgurans since ancient times.
What does that do?
Runic Ward is a new resource that protects you from death.
What?
Should you run out of life, your Runic Ward will kick in, sustaining your body until your life can return. It effectively acts as an extra life pool.
Oh,
Of
that's
course,
cool.
Should you take enough damage to run out of that, you will still die. Every single piece of armor in the game can be upgraded this way. Even uniques.
Holy shit, okay.
Some are just a strict upgrade, giving Runic Ward with no downside. Others are more extreme, sacrificing defenses to get a much larger amount of Runic Ward. There are even some that add new modifiers to uniques entirely, making them much more viable for higher level play.
You'll have to go figure out what that
Kalgurans
is.
use Runic Ward for more than just a defense. It can also be used to power many other magics. Instead of using gems created from corruption, the Kalgurans used runes of power and fueled them with Runic Ward. Many of the options available from Remnant crafting are new types of Kalguran skills that exclusively spend Runic Ward to wreak havoc. An example is Triskelion Cascade. Using it will cause your next spell to be triggered multiple times in a Triskelion pattern. You can use it with skills like Ice Nova that you cast from yourself, or with something you target at a distance, like Comet. There are also skills to modify existing effects using runic magic, like Frost Flame Nova. Using this skill on a pack of burning enemies will transform the Ignite into Frostfire, both burning them and building up freeze at the same time.
Interesting.
You have basic buffs like Hollow Shell that guards all nearby allies, to more complicated mechanics like the Mark of Repulsion that creates a mark capable of pushing away all nearby enemies. Instead of spending mana, like skill gems do, all these skills cost Runic Ward, and unlike gems, they don't have a color. This means that they don't care about attribute requirements, or what kind of weapon you use. These skills are designed to be used on any class, and so often interact with mechanics that apply across many characters. By combining different
runes
runes
are probably
together,
going to be
the
really
Kalgurans
sick,
were able
right?
to support their runic abilities, and you can as well. There is also a set of runic supports that can be combined with regular skill gems in interesting ways. Concussive Runes allows you to add these concussive shockwaves to any skill that stuns. While Runic Infusion lets you spend ward to directly empower the damage on any skill. Now, there are other quests during the campaign too that unlock even more interesting crafting methods. Buried deep in the jungle in Act 3, you can find the Mystic Refuge, containing even more secrets for Pharaoh to learn from. Using this knowledge, he gains the ability to reforge unique weapons. With this technique, many low-level unique weapons can be upgraded to do significantly more damage. Now, we've been able to take a bunch of uniques that had interesting modifiers, but were not in-game viable, and give them a bit of a boost to get there. And it's not just low-level uniques. All Kalguran uniques are able to be runeforged this way too, and they can do some pretty interesting things. Like Searle's Grit, a new unique, which when runeforged can get one of several different outcomes. Now, there is still so much more that you can craft with remnants. There are also 100 new runes, as well as many other new crafting currencies. This is the runes of Eldur after all, and some of these runes have quite powerful effects. For example, this elemental conversion rune will convert all the existing mods on a non-unique weapon from one element to another. Using it, you could combine a weapon with all 3 elemental damage mods into a single element, making a weapon with massive amounts of cold damage. There is also a rune that lets you destroy your rune sockets to turn them into a dual socket on your item. And there are even crafting meta runes that can unlock new types of mods when used with regular crafting. For example, this Rune of Chronomancy will unlock a set of time-related mods to be crafted on your boots. Once placed inside, use regular crafting orbs to attempt to get new mods like cooldown speed or increased skill effect duration. You can also create a new type of currency called alloys. Using regular metals alloyed with verisium, new modifiers not normally available can be directly crafted onto your items. Using imbued alloy could improve your ailment damage, for example. There are honestly so many options here that unlock all sorts of crazy crafting projects. So I think people will be experimenting with these for a long time.
Yeah, this is just way over my head.
Once you get to King's March in Act 4, Pharaoh finally meets Danig, a real Kalguran runesmith. And riddled with excitement, he wants to learn how to merge modern Kalguran techniques with the ancient knowledge that he has found. From here on, Pharaoh joins in the Kalguran expeditions that Danig has been leading. With the ancient knowledge that Pharaoh brings to the table, the Kalguran expeditions that Danig has been going on will change significantly. For those of you who haven't played it, the Expedition League mechanic involves carefully placing explosives, uncovering the buried dead, and recovering verisium from them. By choosing where to place the explosives, you can choose which kind of challenges you would like to face, or rewards you would like to claim. But unlike before, expeditions now contain the remnants from Runes of Eldur, allowing you to do some specific crafts along the way using the new League crafting mechanic.
That's kind of cool.
One very important difference from the simple Remnant encounters, though, is that the empowerments that the Remnants grant apply to every monster down the explosive line for the rest of the encounter, stacking together. This can lead to some pretty extreme situations.
Yeah.
If you stack too many Remnants, you might be in for a fight beyond your abilities, but the rewards can be very worth it. Each mod on the monster is improving the items that they can drop. Once you get to the endgame, you will find that the Atlas has changed substantially. To the south, you will now find the coastline of Rayclast, with the ocean beyond. Kingsmarch has not fared well after the Cataclysm, and lays in ruins. Rog's shop has been destroyed, but he is much more concerned about his wife, Gwennon. He would like to launch an expedition deep into the ocean to find her, and this begins a new major mechanic for Expedition, exploring the ocean. Previously, a logbook was a single encounter. Now, using a logbook, you can send ships to explore an area of the ocean to the southeast.
That's so cool.
Uncovering a range of islands to begin your search for Gwennon. You can hop from island to island, doing many new encounters. There are islands with expeditions, grand expeditions, new bosses.
I was going to say there's a boss.
And all sorts of other unique things to find.
Oh, not this bitch.
Eventually,
special
you will
boss.
find the island that Gwennon has been holed up on. It turns out that she has found the tomb of an ancient Kalguran, Medved. While she appreciates you coming to her rescue, she is still keen to blow open the doors of the vault and take whatever you can find inside.
Is this the ice guy? I've done the ice guy before.
It's just a shame that Medved isn't as dead as you previously assumed.
No, this guy's new.
Now, after you have defeated Medved, you will find another logbook. And this time you can use it to choose which direction you want to explore. The ocean is vast and contains a huge number of new islands to find. With each logbook, you can explore one sector and you can go as deep as you like.
Okay.
There are all sorts of interesting objects to uncover and dungeons to explore. Many of the islands have expeditions with totally new mechanics. So for example, here is a volcanic island with voltaxic sulfite. Blowing up the sulfite will unleash extra waves of enemies.
Okay. You get anything out of it?
But there is also this wall with a suspicious light coming from behind it. On blowing it open, a giant ogre comes out.
Oh, this guy.
And he is determined to eat as much sulfite as possible. The more sulfite mounds that you have blown up, the more empowered and the more rewarding he will become.
Ah, okay, cool.
These islands contain all sorts of little secrets that you can find and blow up. Free trapped wisps, blow open root doors, even raise ancient precursor technology. And of course, more bosses. There are more and further vaults to blow up, and one of them in particular is pretty important. The Tomb of Uhtred, the Star Drinker.
Oh god, he's gonna absolutely murder me, I can already feel it.
Uhtred was responsible for calling down the meteors of Verisium, which the Kalgurans used to power their ancient magic. And upon defeating him, he calls down a truly gigantic one into the ocean nearby.
Okay. I'm assuming that's just got a shit ton of Verisium in it.
It is shrouded by a strange energy, emanating from the Verisium core of the meteor within. There is something growing in there, and it can't be anything good. In order to gain entry, Danik suggests that the Triskelion Flame, an ancient Kalguran artifact that can absorb and cancel the effects of Verisium magic, could be used to enter. But to find it, you will need to locate the Tomb of Olroth, leader of the Knights of the Sun.
Is Olroth the one you fight currently?
Defeat him and gain access to whatever Eldritch Nightmare is growing inside.
Yes, this is the guy I fought with his
Now,
stupid laser beam.
We're not going to spoil the boss, but one thing you should know is that the Verisium that makes up the core of the meteor is of a quality that has not been available for millennia. Bringing this to Pharaoh and Danig should allow them to forge some objects of power, the creation of which has been lost to time.
Okay.
So that's the League, and there is a lot going on.
That's sick.
To sum all that
right?
up, there is a new encounter with over 30 new monster types and over 30 new rune modifiers to enhance them. You can create more than 100 new runes to craft your gear, as well as dozens of other new currency
all those
items.
runes are going to go way over my head.
And there are new quests added to the campaign to unlock even more new crafting options. Rune forging armors.
Yep.
Upgrading uniques. Dozens of new Kalguran skills and supports. Tons of new islands to discover by exploring the ocean.
Yeah, that ocean
5 new bosses, including a new pinnacle boss. And a bunch of new uniques to top it off. But there is still a ton more to come.
Oh my!
It's time to talk about the massive changes to the
not
in-game.
even halfway in.
For that, I'll hand it back to Jonathan.
Holy
Now,
Jesus.
as Mark hinted at before, the in-game atlas is very different now.
Oh my
and the
God.
ocean to the south is the least of the changes. The entire area around your starting location is now teeming with new quest lines and things to discover.
Okay.
Will you investigate the strange forest to the west? The cracks in the earth to the east? Or perhaps visit the ruins of a Val city in the north? The Atlas now has fixed points of interest at specific locations, giving you specific objectives that are easy to find.
People are going to be so happy about that,
Like before
I think.
though, no matter which objective you choose, going to towers to see what's out there is always a good idea.
The towers still
The
exist?
first time you do
Come
that,
on.
though, something new happens. The earth shakes, and a gigantic fortress rises from the earth. A remnant of the ancient precursor civilization.
Okay. Holy.
The cataclysm of the beast has caused an ancient protocol to be invoked. Should corruption ever take hold to this degree, the world must be scoured and purged of corruption. You will need to make your way into the fortress and activate the gates. Gain the keys to reach these ancient precursor weapons, and disarm them.
Okay.
But this will be no easy task. The fortress has many areas to explore and many new things to find. You will power up
That
ancient
shit looks
machines.
cool. So there's now like a
Fight new and deadly
continuation
foes.
at the end of the on like the
Discover many new areas
on the Atlas. That's so good.
and uncover some dark secrets. Now, the Fortress is the first of the new full in-game storylines that we're adding in 050, and there's a lot going on with it. But not only that, it has some pretty cool new mechanics as well.
Okay.
The areas inside the Fortress are special. Many of them have new mechanics or rewards that they grant. Like this map, where all the rares are contained in essence crystals.
Okay, sure.
Or this one, which replaces all monster packs in the area with strongboxes.
I mean, strongboxes were
Or this
okay
one, which
last
spawns in
patch,
his
weren't
merry
they?
spirit that always moves on from a rare after you kill it, allowing you to chase it through the entire map.
Okay. This is a whole shit ton
just
of new
like the normal
endgame.
areas of the Atlas, you'll need to fight the map boss of each area to complete the map. But unlike a normal map, the ones in the fortress each contain precursor nodes after the boss, and activating these nodes will give you points for the new and improved Atlas passive tree.
Oh my god, okay.
Now, we had an Atlas passive tree before, but it was one of the areas of the endgame that just wasn't up to scratch. The Atlas tree now works quite a lot differently. We
Okay.
have significantly upgraded the kind of mechanics that you can find on the Atlas tree. Like this one, that gives a chance to make rogue exiles you fight retreat from combat
Okay.
and move to an adjacent map. Before you fight them again, they'll upgrade their gear and come back with a grudge this time. There are also a lot of nodes that combine mechanics together in new ways.
Seek out and
Like this
possess
one, which lets Ismeri
strongboxes?
spirits possess strongboxes. All the regular monsters that come out of them are touched by the spirit, and the
Oh
rares
my-
are all possessed, giving you some incredible loot potential.
Yeah. Does it improve what comes out of the box?
You get points from every single area
Holy
you complete in the fortress, and unlike before, that means you can allocate the entire Atlas tree.
Oh my
Yes,
god,
this
really?
whole tree can be yours. This change is pretty important since it allows us to be able to create many types of bonuses that we wouldn't have been able to create before. Like
You can
this
allocate
one,
the
which
whole
gives a
map?
chance for cities to be invaded by another faction, and can even allow it to contain 2 faction leaders, allowing you to get 2 crisis fragments.
Oh my god, that's
If we'd
a
done this kind of
fucking
thing in the old
fight.
tree, we would have wanted to spec into it before running a city map, then unspec out of it before running anything else. With full allocation, we can have cool bonuses like these. Now obviously
That's
you
a
still want to make
fucking
sure that you have
fight,
choices
holy
that define your
shit.
in-game Atlas build. So many nodes in the Atlas tree are now multi-choice. Everyone will get the node, but which bonus you choose to use is up to you.
That's cool.
Do you want your powerful boss maps to contain more essences, summoning circles, or rogue exiles? But there's also nodes that contain more unusual things. So for example, on this node you can choose. Do you want to give a chance for shrines to instead be given to the map boss in the area, making them more challenging but dropping special loot?
Oh,
Would you rather
that's
give a chance to be
interesting.
given a shrine buff before entering boss arenas, making for an easier fight?
I mean, it'll always be the loot option, apart from when you're a bitch, which I might do
Now, I
because
could
I'm
probably
bad
nerd
and
out
I'm a
about cool
bitch.
stuff in the tree all day, but we should probably get back to the fortress. Now, one of the
Okay.
really important things we wanted to do was make it so that all the boss fights in the endgame are now accessible with a quest line. That means that to fight the Arbiter of Ash for the first time, you don't need to get lucky by finding keys. They will be in fixed locations and there's a quest to get them. But
Okay.
the Arbiter of Ash is no longer the pinnacle of Path of Exile 2. For that, you'll need to travel into the very center of the fortress.
This new arbiter,
An incredible
whatever this
challenge
is.
awaits you should you choose to go there.
This guy with his lightning
After the
spear.
storyline, you still unlock keys for pinnacle bosses in the usual way, exploring the world and finding the keys required to get to them.
Okay.
But we have added a lot more interesting things to find out there as well. There are now all sorts of mechanics that can spawn on maps in the wilderness. For example, some maps might spawn as a rogue exile hunting ground, containing multiple rogue exiles who are there to hunt rare beasts. You might come upon them in the middle of a fight and be able to take out both of them. Or a map of champions that makes all the natural inhabitants of the area into magic monsters.
Okay.
Or this one that causes all shrines in the area to release as merry spirits when used.
Okay. There's so much.
Once you have explored and found your keys, you can return to fight the pinnacle in the fortress again. But this version of him will be harder. And not only that, he will have new unique rewards as well. Each time you fight him, you get the ability to activate one section of the fortress, and any maps that you didn't finish there will be automatically completed, giving you all the Atlas points. So if you're the type of player who doesn't want to explore the fortress, and instead just race out into the infinite Atlas, you still have a way to get all those points. So that's the origins
going to
of
be
Divinity
very good for
storyline.
some people.
It's a huge amount of new content with a ton of new areas, 5 new bosses, including a pinnacle, with a bunch of new unique items. But not only that, it also completely revamps the Atlas tree and includes a ton of new map mechanics that you can find both inside and
God.
outside the fortress. But this is just one of the new storylines. So let's talk about the next one now, Masters of the Atlas. Now earlier we talked about how the multi-choice nodes in the tree allow you to still have an in-game Atlas build, but we didn't think that was quite enough. You have an Ascendancy class for your passive tree. Why not an Ascendancy class for your Atlas tree?
Oh yeah, this.
Well, that's where the
What
Masters
is
of the
this?
Atlas come in. Throughout Rayclast are many opportunities for those with the skills to find them. Atlas Masters are willing to train you in these skills if you're able to help them in return. One such master is Jado, a member of the Order of the Jinn, an organization that secures powerful
Okay.
artifacts to prevent them from falling into the wrong hands. Jado will send you on missions to investigate strange occurrences on the Atlas and recover
Right.
the artifacts causing them. And for each one you recover, he will gain more trust in you and teach you more ways of the Order of the Jinn. At level 1, you could choose to massively increase the chance for rare and unique chests, or make
Okay.
it so that all map bosses drop an additional unique item,
Okay, that's nice.
or make corrupted waystones have an additional modifier, but at the cost of making them send you to a totally unknown location.
Interesting. I'm going to need a
Each
good
mission you
build.
complete for Jado will unlock another row of abilities and give you another point to allocate, letting you choose how you want to specialize. But there are other masters too. For example, Hilda. Hilda is a member of a guild of monster hunters. She will send you on missions to assassinate specific deadly creatures around Rayclast and harvest their parts. In exchange, she will teach you her monster hunting skills, like this one, which adds a 25% chance to upgrade any map boss to a powerful version.
Okay.
Or this one, which makes his Marian spirits no longer possess rare monsters, making them go for the unique bosses in the area instead.
That's cool.
You might notice that many of the effects on these are both upsides and downsides. So Hilda, for example, can make it so that you only get one attempt when fighting pinnacle bosses, but in exchange for that, they always drop 2 uniques. Because of that, we wanted it to be easy to swap between them depending on what you're doing. As you unlock each master, they will appear on the side of the screen. Simply click whichever one you want to use to run the map, and all the bonuses you have selected for that master will be activated. This allows you to have a few different strategies that you can quickly pick between, depending on what you're running at the moment. Now, one thing that's been pretty obvious is that the endgame leagues we created when launching Early Access in 010 were not really up to the standard of the leagues we did since then. Fate of the Vaal and Rise of the Abyssal just have a lot more going on than Delirium or Expedition, for example.
Yeah, they did.
We wanted to do a serious upgrade to all of these mechanics before we do our 1.0 release.
My God.
And so that's what we've done. All 4 of the leagues we launched in Early Access have been upgraded with not only new quest lines, but new mechanics, new crafting systems, new uniques, and new pinnacle bosses. One of the really important changes we made to all the leagues is that you can now find them on the Atlas in specific locations, and each one has a quest line that will lead you there to being able to complete the league, along with its Atlas tree and its pinnacle boss. This is true even for the leagues that we didn't do major redesigns to. So let's use Abyss as an example. When you first encounter one in the endgame, you'll get a quest that leads you to the east, where you will find these mega abyss cracks in the earth leading away from the Well of Souls. All the maps along the cracks will contain abysses with special properties, and mapping along these cracks will close the Atlas scale abysses, giving you points for the Abyss Atlas tree. At the end of each Atlas abyss, you'll find an Abyssal Depths, with the boss fight for one of the Abyssal factions, giving you a guaranteed way to fight them. And after completing all 3, you'll get a key for the Well of Souls, allowing you to fight the Vessel of Kulamak.
Yeah,
This kind of thing makes an in-game league so much more friendly for new players, giving people obvious goals and a guided experience to complete them. Alright, so let's talk about the first of the upgraded leagues, Delirium, and its new storyline, The Hare and the Raven.
I never really cared for
As you
Delirium.
may remember, during Act 4 you were tricked into releasing an ancient entity from a Karui prison known as Tangmazu, the Raven Trickster. Tangmazu delights in breaking the minds of those who step through his mirrors, and when touching one, he will attempt to destroy your mind with twisted abominations generated from your worst fears.
Looks similar to what happened before.
The first time you approach one of his Delirium encounters in the endgame, you will find Elder Maddox locked in a trance. His mind is trapped in one of Tangmazu's delusions, and you will need to free him. Once free, Elder Maddox demands that as you caused this problem, you should put it right. He asks you to travel west to the Withered Willow, the location he believes that Tangmazu first gained his powers. But be careful. As you travel there, the Raven Trickster will attempt to break your mind. Each map around the Withered Willow features Delirium encounters. Now this is more than a simple quest upgrade. The mechanic of Delirium has been overhauled and expanded. At the bottom of the screen, there is now a bar that indicates how deep into Delirium you are. You can see which direction leads deeper by looking at the fog, and the deeper you go, the more challenges you will face. By looking at the bar, you can see how long you have until the Delirium ends. And you can also see special encounters that you will face if you're able to go deep enough into the fog. At the end of the bar is always the boss of the map, but we now have a variety of other encounters that you might find as you explore the horrors of your own mind. For example, you might encounter a purple mirror shard that when shattered will cause all the enemies to become more nightmarish. After hitting this, you'll notice the Delirium demons are enhanced, significantly more powerful, larger, and scarier in general, along with more rewards. Or should you encounter a red mirror shard, you'll be sent into the depths of your mind. And must escape it while fighting off hordes of your worst fears. If you are able to do so, you will gain a powerful amulet with 2 instilled notables on it. Once you reach the Withered Willow, Elder Maddox discovers that a shard of the mirror is missing. You will need to track down Tangmazu and restore it if you have a hope of discovering how to defeat him, and that means entering the Raven Trickster's mirrors in an attempt to locate him. Each area around the Withered Willow contains Delirium encounters, so that's a good place to start.
Yeah.
As you do Deliriums, some of the special encounters will drop liquid emotions. Normally these emotions can be used to install amulets to add notable passive buffs to them.
Yeah.
But in Return of the Ancients, emotions have a new function as well. Each one now has the ability to add crafted mods to jewels, allowing you to add specific mods to an item slot that can be quite difficult to roll.
Oh.
For example, Liquid Despair will allow you to add critical hit chance, while Liquid Suffering will allow you to add movement speed or Air of Effect to your jewels, but there are many more.
Okay.
Once you've done enough Delirium encounters, the location of a Grand Mirror, an entrance into Tangmazu's realm, is revealed. But it won't be that simple to enter. Using his powers, he reflects the map boss for a ridiculous empowered fight, then destroys the entrance into his realm of madness.
Okay. But you have to kill both of them.
In order to find him now, you'll need to let the insanity fully into your mind. A strange fruit is left behind which you can consume to fully embrace the madness in an attempt to reach the Raven Trickster's realm. Consuming the fruit will cover an entire area of the Atlas in fog, and every map you do in the fog will get progressively harder and harder as you explore the deeper reaches of your mind.
Okay.
At some point you enter a new layer. A simulacrum of your memories, twisted and perverted by the Raven Trickster. Should you be able to complete the simulacrum, Tangmazu will believe that you are worthy of a true challenge, and will let you take the remaining shard of his mirror, allowing you to enter his realm of madness back at the Withered Willow. If you dare to face him, it will be a fearsome challenge.
Holy shit, this looks sick.
So, that's the new storyline of Delirium. As you can see, it's not only a questline, there are new mechanics, new crafting options, and new boss fights. But one question you might have is, what happens after? Well, once you've completed the story, Grand Mirrors will start appearing on the Atlas sometimes after completing Delirium encounters. After doing the Grand Mirror, you can select where on the Atlas you want to do your fruit-induced drug trip and get another key to fight Tangmazu. But this time, the fight will be quite a bit harder. And not only that, the fight will be able to drop a bunch of new uniques that were not available in the questline version. We'll show some of those later. After doing a Grand Mirror, the decision of where to spread the fog can be important, because there are some potent emotions that only come from certain map bosses affected by Delirium this way. Like all emotions, they can craft special mods onto jewels, but these potent emotions can create mods that you can't get any other way. So for example, Potent Liquid Melancholy is an emotion that can only come from human bosses, and allows you to add a variety of on-hit effects. Also, you might want to try instilling amulets with these emotions. They could have some interesting effects, with some powerful notables that do not normally exist on the tree. Like Storm's Rebuke, which makes Armor Break boost your cold and lightning damage.
Okay.
But also notables from a clearly deranged mind, like Calm's Blessing. This skill allows you to ancestrally boost fire spells after using a Warcry. How about using an Ancestral Flame Blast? Now, just like before, you can also upgrade the League by getting points for a dedicated Delirium Atlas tree. But this now works in a much better way and has much cooler effects. The maps in the Delirium area of the Atlas give you Delirium passive points for completing them, so it's easy to see how to progress. Some nodes will add new types of mirror shard encounters to your Deliriums.
Can you fill these up completely as well?
This one, which will pause the Delirium for some amount of time, allowing you to more easily get to higher depths. Or this one, which adds extra Delirium modifiers to monsters when you pick it up. There are also nodes that can add new types of drops, like this one, which modifies Simulacrum encounters to add special liquid emotions, which can craft time-lost jewels.
Oh.
And nodes that apply to the Atlas mechanics of the League, like this one, which causes the Grand Mirror to spread Delirium fog over a larger area of the Atlas, potentially containing multiple simulacrums. Alright, so that's the changes to Delirium.
Holy
The core mechanic now includes a bunch of new things to find, new monsters to kill, and has new mechanics on the Atlas.
This is
It also has a new
bananas.
crafting system for jewels, and over 20 new unlockable notables for amulets. Not only that, but you have a new pinnacle boss with a bunch of new unique items, and a massively upgraded Atlas tree just for Delirium. But there's still a lot more to come,
This is
so let's talk about
crazy.
Breach next. When you first do a Breach in the endgame, you will find Aelith, one of the Keepers of the Flame, an ancient order of monks dedicated to preventing the Hiveborn from entering the world.
So this is from PoE 1.
As you
They
seem to be a
just
keen
did
slayer
this
of
in
demons,
one of the last
Aelith
couple of
would like to
patches.
recruit you to the order, and asks that you travel to their monastery to the south. On the way there,
Okay.
you'll start to encounter more breaches, and will notice one of the first changes to the breach mechanic. You still have to kill monsters as fast as you can to keep the breach open, but now you can visibly see how much time you have left to keep it open, and how each kill extends its duration.
Okay.
Once you've reached the monastery, you will learn more about the Keepers. In the 25 years since the events of Keepers of the Flame in Path of Exile 1, the war with the Hiveborn has not gone well, and they have managed to establish a foothold in the world nearby. A gigantic area has fallen to the Scourge, and the Keepers are unable to get inside. Inside the monastery is the Genesis Tree, a powerful
this
asset
is
to
in
the war
PoE
effort,
1.
stolen from the enemy and gifted to the Keepers by the Dreamer himself. Using the tree, Aelith could create a breach stone and penetrate the Hiveborn foothold, but without Hiveblood, the tree has withered. To get Hiveblood, you will need to take advantage of another new mechanic of breach. If you can keep the otherworldly portal open for long enough, the breach will stabilize and will enter a new phase. The Hiveborn will send their toughest miscreations to defeat you, and the breach will not close until you can annihilate them, dropping Hiveblood that you can use to restore the Genesis Tree.
Holy, that's a lot of
In
fucking
some
loot.
cases, you may even attract one of the deadliest foes the Hiveborn can offer, a Marshal of Zesht. These monsters also drop womb gifts, and if you take these to the Genesis Tree, they can be used to craft items to help you in the war against the Hiveborn.
Okay.
Given that 25 years have passed since the beginning of the war, the tree has grown and withered many times, but with each cycle it learns and expands its abilities. When you first open the Genesis Tree, you will notice these holes into which you can place your womb gifts. Each
That
womb
thing's
gift can be used to create a
huge.
different type of jewelry and must be fertilized with hive blood. So for example, you can place this amulet womb gift into the tree and it will give birth to a random rare amulet.
Okay.
But the Genesis Tree is capable of much more. As you continue to feed the tree, its branches will regenerate and allow you more and more control over what kind of items it will birth. So for example, this branch of the tree will allow you to control which base types of amulets can be birthed. And
This
as
is
you go
all going to be
deeper,
way
it
over
will
my
even
head
allow
as
you to
well.
create new base types that you can't get anywhere else. Like this one, which gives you an entire spirit skill for free.
Holy, okay.
Or this one, which has a rune socket in it.
Ooh. Nice.
To the left and right are branches that will let you control which mods the amulet can get, including making sure that they're higher level, or controlling which specific mods that they will always have. With 15 points to allocate, you will have to choose wisely how you want to specialize your crafts, but it's worth noting that this tree doesn't have any cost to respecking it. You can enable
okay,
or disable
sweet.
the nodes at any time by clicking on them.
And I'm
On rings,
assuming
we've also added some
each-
really interesting new crafting options as well.
Each
You
sort
have
of
a
thing
bunch of
has
new base
15
types
points.
like these, but you also have entire new classes of mods that can be added. The right-hand branch of the ring tree adds an entire new set of caster mods to rings. From basics like extra elemental damage for spells, or more
Spell
niche
down.
options like this mod that increases the rate you gain seals for Unleash. And on the left-hand side, you can unlock an entire new set of mods for minion characters.
modifier. Okay.
This stuff is actually pretty important, because casters and minion builds didn't have as many slots with interesting item crafting compared to attack builds. The Genesis tree narrows that gap. There are also trees for belts and currency. I won't go over them too much
currency
here,
is gonna be
but
the
there
one
are all sorts
everyone
of goodies
cares
in these
about.
too, like being able to create new catalysts for jewels,
Okay.
or a belt that gives lightning damage.
Interesting.
Once you've done enough breach encounters, you may finally get a womb gift capable of birthing a breach stone. And you can then use it on the Hiveborn incursion.
Okay.
Once used, the true extent of the Breach Demon's foothold becomes clear. They have not only transformed the land, but constructed huge sky hives as well. When you enter the outskirts of their realm, you will discover breach hives. Using the power of the Keepers of the Flame, these otherworldly structures can be burned away when walking through them. But for each one destroyed, more of the Hiveborn will attack when you attempt to purge the hive.
Okay.
These encounters are particularly rewarding for womb gifts, so you'll want to do as many of these as you can.
There's so
But your
much
real goal are the
stuff.
sky hives deeper into the domain.
Give me another pinnacle,
These
right?
twisted creations are securing the demon's entry into our world. Inside the very center are the Breach Lords Tool and Ash, and you'll need to defeat them if you want to get rid of the foothold once and for all. Now, once you've completed the questline version, there is still more to do. You will find other breach domains on the Atlas randomly in your travels. For each one, you will need to find a breach stone, destroy the sky hives, and defeat the Breach Lords. And doing these encounters is what will give you access to fight Zesht, the existing Breach Pinnacle boss, which you can access by communing with the Dreamer himself inside the monastery. While completing the questline for Breach, you will also be gaining points for the Breach Atlas tree, and there are a lot of cool new options here. This node will cause Breach hives to spawn outside of the Hiveborn domains on the Atlas.
Okay.
And this one will give Aelith additional abilities that you can use while attacking a hive. Like this one, which causes all Hiveborn in the next wave to be magic, drastically increasing their difficulty in exchange for way more items. There are also nodes that allow you to control your rewards, like this one, which adds a set of new lineage supports to the Marshal of Zesht. Or this one, which lets you control which womb gifts you will get.
This is bonkers.
There's also some nodes that affect the Genesis tree, like this one, which will cause Zesht to drop his head, which when returned to the Genesis tree, will grow a grasping orchid on the side of it. You'll have to experiment to find out what this thing is good for. Putting rings on its fingers seems to make it happy. So that's a rundown of what you can expect from the new Breach
You're
quest
gonna
line.
get 60
There's a new
breach rings
stabilization
on that
mechanic for
thing? What
breaches.
the fuck?
Hive encounters, and Hiveborn incursions on the Atlas.
This is
You
bananas.
also have a
There's
huge
so
new crafting
much
system
endgame.
and new bosses as well. Alright, so let's talk
What
about the
is
Right of the
happening?
Nameless storyline next. When you first complete a ritual in the endgame,
Yeah.
Aoife, a lost spirit, will appear. She appears to need your help, but
Oh, it's
isn't
the
able to
druid's
communicate more
wife.
than a few words,
Is
beckoning
it?
you to come to the Wildwood.
Right?
Like the other leagues, Ritual now has a place on the Atlas to call home. The Wildwood could be found to the west. When you first arrive there, Aoife's spirit will guide you in, where you will discover that inside the Wildwood, spirits can take physical form.
Okay.
Aoife has been bound to this place by the King in the Mists, and requests that you free her. But in order to do so, you will need her body, currently in possession of the King. To reclaim it, you will need to gain an audience with him. Inside the Wildwood, there are many ritual encounters to complete. Like before, in each area, triggering rituals will resurrect the nearby bound monsters to attack you, and killing the monsters will give you tribute. In addition, each ritual you do in the area will add the monsters from the previous ritual, making the encounters much more challenging the more rituals you complete. Once you've completed them, spend your tribute to get items. Now, an important change to the rewards of Ritual is that all the items in the reward window are now uniques or omens, making
Holy
this league's rewards
shit.
much more valuable than before.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In order to gain an audience with the Nameless King, you need to sacrifice tribute to him. Any remaining tribute you don't spend can be sacrificed this way to fill up this bar. Once you have enough tribute for an audience, return to the Wildwood to divine his location with the Nameless Shrine. His location will be revealed deeper in the Wildwood, and you will need to make your way to him, kill him, and get Aoife's body. Using her body, you can attempt to release her spirit, but this is when you learn about the true threat of the League. The Wildwood is built on top of an ancient prison. The King in the Mists didn't gain his power out of nowhere. He was granted it by an ancient being of darkness known as the Bodark, and the Nameless King's use of this power has been causing the prison to weaken.
Okay.
In order to prevent the Bodark from entering the world, a champion will need to enter its prison and beat him back, but those with a name are unable to survive there. In order to do so, you will need to transfer your name to another with a new mechanic in the Ritual League, the Rite of the Nameless. The rite will begin in a nearby forest. At first, it appears to be a regular ritual encounter, but that will soon change. The final ritual of the area will include the map boss.
Okay, that's going to give you got a lot less area to play
And
with.
defeating him will give you a piece of the effigy onto which you will transfer your name. But the ritual is still not complete. Once the map boss is defeated, the Atlas will open, and you will need to pick another adjacent map to continue the ritual. During the rite, each adjacent map will have different rewards to tempt you. So for example, if you go in this direction, you gain significantly more tribute. But if you go in this direction, the uniques in the reward window will turn into currency instead. You can also sometimes get offered specific items that will be added as rewards.
Mage
so in this
blood?
case, you'll have to choose if you want to get 5 Chaos Orbs or a Mage Blood. A difficult decision, I'm sure. Now, as this is one continuous ritual, the encounters in the next map won't start from scratch.
They'll
contain
have
all the monsters that were
everything.
gathered from the
Oh my
rituals of the
word.
previous map as well, making them harder and harder.
Including
And
the
that includes
bosses?
the map boss too.
Oh my
You will
fucking
need to defeat
god.
both map bosses in the final encounter for your next effigy piece. And it still doesn't end there. Pick another map, another reward, and add another map boss to continue until the ritual of the Nameless is complete.
That's 4
It will
map.
take 5 maps in all,
5
and
map
it'll be an
bosses.
incredible challenge.
Are you high?
But once complete,
mean,
you
that-
can return to the Wildwood to perform the final
That's
rite.
going to be nuts.
Transfer your name to the effigy, adorn the crown of the Nameless King, and enter the prison. Now, of course, once the Pinnacle boss is complete, the League doesn't end there. As you do rituals on the Atlas, you can continue to give tribute to the King in the Mists for another audience.
Yeah, and what does another audience?
Pick another forest to begin the Rite of the Nameless once more, and this time with a harder Pinnacle boss and new unique items to find. Of course,
Oh
we've
my-
also significantly upgraded the Ritual Atlas tree. Get points by completing maps in the Wildwood, and you'll be able to unlock some pretty cool nodes. Some of
But-
them affect the Rite of the Nameless, like this one, which extends its duration. You thought fighting 5 map bosses at once
6
was
map
hard?
bosses?
How about 6?
Oh my
Or this one,
god.
which makes maps during the rite have
Fucking
more reward
Jesus.
mods, often having 2. You also have nodes that allow things to combine with other content, like this one, which gives a chance for rituals to be created inside summoning circles, adding a random boss to the ritual encounter. There is even a node which adds a new type of possible ritual, the Audience with the Queen, which causes the Bride of the King to sometimes appear. Okay, so that's ritual. But let's have a look at what this means for endgame content as a whole for
Holy
Path of Exile 2.
shit.
When you include the expedition changes made by the League, we have a total of 5 new in-game storylines,
That's
each of which has a
that's
hub,
so
crafting
much.
systems, areas to explore, NPCs, and a pinnacle boss as a
Remember, this
capstone.
game's going to be
Not to mention the
free.
Masters of the Atlas storyline as well.
Well,
More
supposedly.
importantly, you now have immediate quests as soon as you arrive at the endgame, and
Oh
goals with obvious
my
progressions that you can see how to
God.
finish. Each in-game questline has a progress bar that you can pop out from the side of the Atlas screen at any time
my
that shows you how far through you
word.
are, and buttons that will take you to the hubs for them. Overall, it's just a way better in-game experience with a significant number of fun objectives to complete. But
This
just
is
in case you didn't have enough goals,
bananas.
we did have one other thing that you might want to complete this league. These are called challenge leagues after all. Where are all
What's
the
this?
challenges? Well, players of Path of Exile 1 will be used
challenges
to the fact that
are
each league
back.
comes
Yeah,
with a
I've
series
seen
of
this.
challenges that you can complete in order to prove that you are indeed the best. We haven't done these yet in Path of Exile 2, but it's time to change that.
People like
If you're
these,
able
I
to complete
think.
them, you'll earn pieces of the Knight of Alder armor set. Opening the challenge screen will show you a series of 8 challenges. After completing each one, anyone in chat or in the forums will be able to see your prowess. In addition, you'll get a statue to put in your hideout showing anyone you trade with how many challenges you've completed. You'll earn the first piece of the armor set after doing 2 challenges, and the full armor set after completing all 8. So that
Okay,
covers
fair.
all the content you'll encounter in Return of the Ancients. But what about some new tools to fight against these new pinnacles with? Well, we also have some new Ascendancy classes as well, but to introduce them, I'll hand you guys back to Mark.
Okay, yeah,
As
these
Jonathan
are the
said,
thing
we
I
have
want
2
to
new
play
classes
some of
to show you
these.
today: the Spirit Walker and the Martial Artist.
I will either play
Let's
one
start
or
with the
both of
Huntress's
these.
new class, the
Huntress,
Spirit
that's her
Walker.
name.
The Spirit Walker has developed an affinity with the Asmerian animal spirits. She is able to infuse the power of multiple spirits at her choosing. On the bottom part of the class, you will find paths for each wisp you would like to commune with, be they primal, vivid,
Okay.
or wild. Each one can give you different abilities that align with the stag, owl, or bear. Each ability gives you a method to become possessed by wisps of that type, and a new ability when you spend them. The stag allows you to summon stampedes when you attack. The owl grants boons in the form of their feathers, which adds extra projectiles and enhances the projectile speed of your next skill. And the bear simply summons a giant bear companion to your side. The bear will maul, slam, leap, and do intimidating roars to debuff your enemies.
I mean, that might just be good to have.
Now, you can specialize more into each of these wisps, but if you want to combine all three of them, then a new hidden power will be unlocked, the power of the Sacred Wisps. This node is free, and enhances the quality of all three of your spirit animals. Your bear will take some of the damage you take, and grant you life regeneration.
Oh, that's
Your
nice.
stags will become more aggressive, leaping towards enemies, and your owl-empowered skills will leave a trail of soaring ground behind them. But that's not all. The Spirit Walker has other powers beyond wisps, such as Idolatry, which can give you large bonuses for using idle socketables in your equipment.
Okay.
And this one, which is my absolute favorite.
You can
The
catch
Spirit
unique
Walker, having attuned herself with
beasts.
nature, can gain the ability to tame beast bosses, opening up a whole suite of
That's
very cool
so
options for your
cool.
build. Maybe you tame the mighty Silverfist in the jungle depths.
Yeah, absolutely. Get bonk monkey.
Or maybe a 3
No,
chimeral
bonk
beast
monkey.
in the chimeral wetlands.
Always bonk monkey. Holy shit, we need to take that and
Or
tame
then
bonk.
there's a giant frozen owl beast, Rakar, the frozen talon. There's so many choices. You're going to have to
It's
experiment
always
a bunch with this
bonk
one, and I'm
monkey.
very excited to see what bosses you all choose to have as your trusted boss companion.
Holy
Next
shit.
up, we
This
have the
will probably
Monk's
do as
new
well.
Ascendancy class, the Martial Artist. After decades of training, he has mastered 3 of the 7 Hollow techniques. Channeling Hollow Form technique allows the martial artist to create illusions of himself, which then use a skill of your choosing. Perfect for turning skills with less area of effect into ones that can obliterate packs with ease. Should you find yourself overly vulnerable while channeling, you might want to take Way of the Mountain, which causes you to be covered in stone when you immobilize enemies, mitigating large amounts of damage. This can even enhance your attacks too. By hardening your weapon in stone, you can deal even more damage. After taking Hollow Focus technique, you can manifest your spiritual energy into objects. In this case, bells, which will appear around the martial artist and can be shattered by any of his attacks, even ones from the Hollow Form technique earlier. Hollow Resonance technique furthers that by adding a manifested bell to your back, which rings each time you deal a critical strike, damaging all enemies around you. Through all the martial artist's thorough training, he has mastered the flow of internal spiritual energy too, and has engraved runic tattoos around his meridians. By doing this, he can gain the benefit of extra runes. Just open your inventory and add the runes. There is one that counts as a helmet, 2 as a body armor, 1 as gloves, and 1 as boots. Finally, your hands, the ultimate expression of a master of the martial arts. Taking Way of the Stone Fist will cause your gloves to become a new base type when equipped. Each modifier on the original pair of gloves has an equivalent, more powerful, and more impactful modifier. For example, these gloves add some physical damage, cold damage, lightning damage,
And
some
resistances.
resistances, and life gain on hit.
Those are pretty good gloves, to be fair. And they're
Now,
not great, but
when
they're
I
fun.
equip these, they become literal fists of stone, and not only grant me a bunch more evasion and energy shield, they now also grant a lot more damage, some maximum resistances,
Holy shit.
and a significantly higher amount of life gained on hitting enemies. With all the different rune combinations you could do, and the different modifiers on gloves, there's a ton of different build options, and we're looking forward to seeing what you can come up with. Now, with so many new bosses in Return of the Ancients, of course we want to have a huge number
There's
of unique
so
rewards.
much.
There are some pretty cool things in here.
There's
we wanted
so
to show you a
much
few of them.
content.
Twisted Empyrean is a 2-handed mace made from the purest of Verisium, combined with the
Carbon
beast's corruption.
Onslaught.
It converts all of your mace's skills fire damage to cold, and visually does so too, turning your volcanic fissures into glacial ones.
Okay.
This space also comes with its own built-in skill, Starborn Onslaught.
Which does what?
Using Glory, you can leap backwards, throwing your mace at the ground, creating Verisium fissures, before calling behind it a storm of cold metallic bolts from the stratosphere.
That does look sick.
Next, we have Eventide Petals, an amulet that not only grants runic ward, but also
Nice.
comes with its
Zenith.
own reservation skill, Midnight Zenith. This skill causes your critical hits to grant Arctic petals that hover around you.
Okay.
Once you have acquired enough of these petals, they will be consumed, creating a floral ice crystal near an enemy. Then, destroy that crystal to do devastating cold damage to everything around it. The Raven's Flock is a staff perfect for minion characters.
Okay.
Not only does it grant spirit reservation efficiency and minion damage, it
Nice.
also allows your minions to inflict grueling madness on hit, slowing
Alright.
enemies and making all other slows on them more powerful
Oh,
for
sweet.
maximum crowd control. That's not where this item shines though. It grants a skill called Spiraling Conspiracy. This skill causes a flock of ravens to circle you, dealing damage over time to anything near them. Killing enemies, or just by standing near unique enemies, causes the flock to grow, getting larger and larger. For your PoE 1 players, you can think of this just like a Raven Righteous Fire.
People
That's
do
not
love
all,
Righteous
however.
Fire.
These ravens are also minions, so they fully scale with minion damage and come with their own command skill, Mad Flight. This command skill causes your
Holy.
flock to create a tunnel of deathly damage
I
between
mean,
a
you'll
set
have
of
to
illusory mirrors,
get this.
obliterating anything in between.
That's probably going to come from the new, Delirium
Horror's
final
Flight is a
boss,
pair
though.
of gloves instilled with the purest of fear. Equipping these causes your enemies to become terrified of you.
Okay.
These gloves cause you to gain stacks of fear incarnate when you cull enemies.
10% increased culling strike threshold.
To aid in your culling, these gloves also come with the skill Crushing Fear. This is similar to the monk skill Killing Palm, except it deals chaos damage, and the amount of damage and area of effect scales drastically based on the power of the enemy. As you use this, gain your stacks of Fear Incarnate, which increases your culling threshold, meaning enemies become easier and easier to cull, even to the point of being able to instantly kill some monsters from full life. Sylvan's Effigy is a scepter for those wanting to run companions. It allows you to have any number
Okay.
of companions of different types, instead of the normal restriction of just one per type. But what makes this cool is the Asmerian Wolf companion it comes with. This is a persistent minion that bites foes to maim them, leaps to cause bleeding, and even howls to buff nearby allies. Additionally, it comes with the command skill Eternal Hunt, which when used it will howl, calling on the spirits to manifest spectral wolves to ambush all foes around you. Liminal Coil is a
Interesting. These
crazy
are all
wand.
crazy.
It allows you to apply as many curses as you please, but those curses will have no effect. What's the point then? 2 reasons. Firstly, your spells gain a bunch of extra physical and chaos damage for each curse on enemies.
These are again
Secondly,
way over
is
my
the
head.
skill it grants called Coiling Bolts. This skill is a projectile spell that fires coiling physical and chaos projectiles with every cast. What makes this skill truly special though, is that it will split and chain through every cursed enemy, causing an absolute ruckus. See for yourself. Periphery is a unique bow, which utilizes all the powers of the Asmerian spirits by dealing damage of all elements. And
Right.
all elements can cause all ailments.
Oh my god.
The coolest thing about this bow, however, is the Asmerian Swarm skill. These are minions that are summoned when you kill enemies. They will pursue all nearby enemies, damaging them and inflicting a debuff on them that boosts your elemental damage even further. Watch as you mow enemies down, and the swarms of Asmerian wisps aid you, melting
mean,
enemies one screen at a
Frost
time.
Archer with that looks like it could be great. But we have already
The
done Frost
Ordained is
Archer
a
in a
new
while ago.
spear, mastering in physical and lightning damage, with
Okay.
high critical strike chance too. This spear allows you to leech life not only from physical damage, but lightning too.
Holy shit, okay.
It also creates a fragment of divinity nearby periodically. What are those? Well, this spear has the skill Righteous Descent, which is an epic, divine leap, aided by angelic wings. If you use the skill when a fragment of divinity is nearby, it will become empowered, dealing significantly more damage, gaining massive area of effect, and bypassing its cooldown. When fighting a
Holy,
boss,
okay.
let a bunch of the fragments spawn, and then just unleash your divine havoc, obliterating them.
Oh my god.
Last,
Again, I don't know
but
how
not
powerful
least, we
these
have a
items
new
are, but...
unique jewel.
Oh, really?
Voices. Voices is simple. It consumes 1 jewel slot to add more. There are versions that add 2 jewel slots, 3 jewel slots, and for those who are absurdly lucky or rich, one with 4 jewel slots.
Right.
Equip it and notice the slots appear next to your character's portrait in the center.
How many of them can you have?
One of the things we are concerned about is how long it takes for experienced players to replay through the game in each new league.
Yeah, okay.
As we learned from Path of Exile 1, one of the things that can really help is having elements in the campaign that tell you where to go, if you know what to look for. We'll cover just one example per act for Acts 1 to 3, but there are many more than just these. For example, Hunting Grounds in Act 1 is a large, sparse area, containing multiple entrances and
it's
landmark
got-
encounters.
Yeah, it's got
Here's an example of some of the changes we've
Pro
made
Beast
here.
in it and whatever.
Finding the ritual encounter in this area isn't too difficult. Now after completing it, a trail of locusts will lead to the entrance to Freythorn.
Oh,
Just
nice.
follow it and find the source of the evil.
That's actually nice.
You may also find corpses of dead animals,
Which
killed
leads to
and pecked
Crowbell.
at by the Crowbell.
Yeah.
You'll notice a trail of blood leading away from them. Follow the trail and it will lead directly to the boss.
Okay.
We even put a signpost on the road to tell you which way to go to find Ogham Village. In
Doesn't
Act
necessarily
2,
make
in the
it
Mastodon
faster.
Badlands, you need to find the Lightless Caverns and track down the Abyssal. Now to make this quicker, in the level you'll find these cracks.
Okay.
Just follow them, and it will take you right to their lair, allowing you to find and unlock the Well of Souls.
I don't think this necessarily makes it faster.
In Act 3,
but...
the jungle areas have camps of explorers to sell you items. However, they are now even more useful. By talking to the explorers, they will point towards the next area. Not only that, but it will also reveal it on the minimap, so you can know exactly where to go.
Okay. That's
These
helpful.
are just some examples. We plan to do more and more of these over time in order to streamline the experience.
Okay. If they keep doing it, then I'm fine. This will make
As
things
this is an
slightly
in-game
faster.
expansion, it makes sense that we would work on Atlas QOL. We've added a search box that updates live as you type. Have a specific map you want to run? Now they will be much easier to find.
Okay.
If there are multiple maps, hitting enter will move you from map to map. Now, making a character build in Path of Exile 2 can be pretty complex.
Yeah.
And instead of designing a build yourself, many players enjoy following online build guides.
I do not,
We
but
have
yes.
a pretty awesome community that has built many tools over the years for designing builds, but we wanted to improve the experience of following them. So, we are introducing a new build guide system directly into the game client.
Holy
Here's how
shit,
it works.
really?
Community creators who write build guides can now create a new file format, a build file. Once downloaded, the builds appear in the in-game client, and selecting one will show you everything you need to know to make that build.
Oh my god,
So
this
you can
is
see
huge
all the passives you need to allocate,
for a lot of people.
ascendancy points you need to take, skill gems you need to equip, and recommendations for all the support gems you need to use as well. For items,
is massive.
the build designer can specify which uniques to use in each slot, or if needed, just add some notes to the item slot to say what kind of item you need. In fact, build creators can add notes to just about any of these areas, allowing them to explain different trade-offs in context, or just give more info about how these things should be used.
This is going to be one of the
They
best
can
things
also
that
give
they've
level
ever
ranges to
introduced
each
for
element, allowing
people.
recommendations to change over time. Great for builds that need to respec after they reach a certain level. Now, all of this is written in a
Like, I'm not going to
standardized
use
build
any of
format
that because
creators can use.
I
And we imagine that a lot of
do my
community
own
build
builds and I
tools
don't
will be
really care
updated
how
to
it
add
goes.
support for this format.
But that's that's
Now that we
people are going to
have trade
fucking
market
love
search and
this
built
shit.
into the in-game client, we have added the ability to price check items you can find more easily.
Okay.
Alt-clicking an item will now search for it on the trade market, showing you the current
Oh.
prices. For rare items, it's handy to exclude some mods, so we added the ability to enable and disable each mod so you can see what effect each one has on the price. Next
Okay.
up, we're going to be talking
All right.
about the new supporter packs for Return of the Ancients.
Support packs I don't really care about, so we're gonna stop there because I don't really do the support packs. I'm not.
Today, we're launching 2 new
I'm not saying you shouldn't do supporter packs. I'm saying I can't generally afford to get a supporter pack. If you do have,
series of supporter
you know,
packs. The
the ability to buy them, I mean, this game is bananas for how much it costs. I think it cost me $30 to buy it the first time around. This game is crazy. There's so much content in here. So if you want it, you should. If you want the game, you should buy it for the $30 it's on now. It would be worth it 100 times over. And if you can afford a support pack and you want something in the support pack because it makes you look sweet, you probably should, because the GGG
Reaver
are
and
fucking
Divinity packs.
crazy. There is, all right. So I don't know. Honestly, this is my first reaction, and I'm overwhelmed. There's so much, right? I don't even know where to begin. I don't know. It's too much. There's simply too much for me to process. So I'm going to need to like sit with it and just sort of I don't know. We'll absolutely be playing. We might not play. See, it says it comes out on the 29th, which is the weekend I'm planning on being away because it's my birthday. I mean, I'll be playing. I was hoping to play on the 29th, to stream on the 29th, but I'm planning on spending that Saturday and Sunday, the 30th and the 31st, doing birthday celebration stuff for my birthday with my husband. So I won't be playing then, which is really fucking annoying because it means I won't be able to experience all of the new. I'll be miles behind, which is really fucking frustrating. But I mean, I'll be behind most creators anyway after like a day because most of the PoE creators stream for like 20 out of 24 hours on the first day and get to maps in the first day, which is completely bananas. We never do that. We usually manage to get there in like a week to a weekend, maybe, depending on how good the build is. I think we'll definitely play this because we haven't played Huntress properly. We tried to build a bleed Huntress build when they first released Huntress, and we just couldn't make it work. It was fucking terrible. We gave up like halfway through the campaign. We could not do it. So we'll do something with this Asmiri one. We'll probably do like lightning spear or maybe the tornadoes that pick up lightning and shit off the ground. Do something like that. And then just get all the beast stuff and something else, just because it looks really cool. I would like to do that. I would also like to try a monk with the new martial artist. That might be my off-stream character. Either way, I will probably show it off at some point. But there is so much in this new. Like there's too. I'm not a huge PoE 2 creator. I'm not smart enough to be. I'm not some huge blaster. I play for like a couple of weeks to a month on a patch, depending on how much I like it and how good the build is that I come up with. And usually my builds kind of cap out at like early to mid-tier bosses and like tier 14, 15 maps. I don't tend to like do a bunch of super corrupting and try and do all of the like really hard maps where everything looks in your general direction and you die instantly, because it just annoys me when I just like go into a map, get instantly one shot, and then I'm like, oh, fucking brilliant. So yeah, but there's so much content. There is so much content in this patch. This is bonkers amounts of content. Absolutely insane amounts of content. I cannot believe. And again, I spent this game. I spent the $30 for this game. I think you still have to spend $30 to get in. For $30, I have played this game for like. Where's my hours? Do I have my Steam up? Give me a second. Let me see if I can load my Steam up. Bum, bum, bum. Where is what the fuck is it? Path of Exile 2, right? Where is PoE 2? Blah 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 blah. I haven't played a huge amount. I played 400 hours, which again, compared to, you know, some real, like a real Path of Exile content creator, is like nothing. They're gonna be in the thousands of hours at this point, right? Maybe tens of thousands. I don't fucking know. This is like a nothing amount of hours. But for $30, like for $30, and the thing is, like, there are other things you could say, like, oh, I play a lot of World of Warcraft. That's $10 a month. So in 3 months, it's already it's not worth it. League of Legends, I've spent hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars on just over the course of having that account. Warframe, I've definitely spent more than that on. Like even free to play games that I'm like, yeah, I won't spend any money on. I usually spend a little bit here and there just to support the game a little bit, and I will have spent a lot more than $30. I should buy a one of these fucking supporter packs, honestly, because with the amount I've played this game and the amount I've spent on it, I fucking owe them some money. I should buy a fucking supporter pack at this point. It is absolutely fucking bananas how much content they give you. And it just keeps going. God, this game's so good. All right, that's it. Right. Anyway, we're gonna stop. I'm not smart enough to give you what I'm playing, plan it out, do any of that sort of shit. I'm not good enough as a PoE content creator. I'm not a PoE content creator. I'm too stupid to play PoE 1. I can never get past just the basic maps. PoE 2, the only reason I ever do well in it is because I luck into a decent build. Which is exactly what I'm hoping to do in this patch. But holy shit, they have done so much. This is going to be another one of those like absolute A. I hope it's going to be another absolute A tier patch. They tend to have a cycle where they do like one really good patch, one not so good, one really good patch, one not so good. The last patch with the Val Temple wasn't fantastic. This looks like it's going to be incredible, and I'm hoping it is, and I'm hoping it's everything everybody wants it to be. Again, I don't know when I'll be playing it. I'll try to play it the first day it comes out for a couple of hours. I'll try to stream on that Friday for as many hours as I can. But then that Saturday and Sunday, I'm away. I'm going to be out doing other things with my husband. I'm sorry. I can't be there, guys. I'm gonna have to bow out. And then we'll come back on that Monday and maybe just make it a whole PoE 2 week. Maybe the first week of June? First week of June. So starting on Monday the 1st to Sunday the 7th, we just Path of Exile to it every single day. If we max out a character and get into maps and are either struggling and not enjoying it, or we just like rip maps open and absolutely annihilate it and see all the new content, maybe we'll check out our second character or level our second character. I don't know, but maybe we just make that whole week, we just rip PoE 2 open and see how much content we can get out of it. So yeah, that's kind of my plan. Thank you to anyone who watched this, and again, if you're expecting like a build guide or anything like that, it's not happening. I'm not smart enough. Go check one of the really good PoE 2 players, the ones that are always making content. I can't remember any off the top of my head. I know there's Crip and there's like Rax and there's someone else. Somebody I had blue hair last time I saw him, but I can't remember his name. There's a bunch of really, really goated PoE content creators, right? PoE and PoE 2 content creators. Go check them out for build guides and explaining how to get into the game and all the rest of it. I'm just gonna play it because I'll enjoy the game. So hopefully I'll see you guys on that Friday. If you're too busy playing it yourself, enjoy it. Like I said, the following after the weekend, we will come in and we will play for an entire week and see how we feel. So hopefully I'll catch some of you guys then, because I imagine maybe not people watching this review, but who knows, maybe some of you are absolute blasters. You're going to annihilate it over that weekend and you'll be done and you want to come watch some scrub noob bimble his way through and see what kind of build I come up with. But yeah, fucking looks so good, alright? Holy shit, it looks cool. Yeah, well, I guess I'll see you on the 29th of May or the 1st of June, and we'll get stuck in. See you later.